silence. Nobody can hear your screams.
Good thing I don't lose.
Frank.
We're not lost, are we? According to the spinning thing in front of me, I have no idea.
What was that?
Sorry, I just got an Edge Finder alert on my Discord.
Wow, nice add-on.
I think my helmet's too tight, or maybe my head is just too big. I really don't understand why we're looking for this planet.
Frank, it's because someone told us that there's this planet out there where traders can get funded up to $200,000 in simulated trading accounts. And if you pass, you get the chance to get all your money back. It's really kind of a trader's paradise.
Traders have been searching the stars for a place like this, and it's just too good to be true.
Frank, you just gotta believe. Once you get there, they'll give you 15% off any examination with promo code A1Trading15.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
All right, Frank, take us out of hyperspace.
Coming out of hyperspace. Now. That's FX2.
That's it. That's FX2. The legends are true. It is as good as they say.
Wow, this is incredible. There's a big giant sign that's got a promo code at the front that says A1 Trading 15 for 15% off.
We finally made it to FX2. Get your discounted access to their trading accounts right now. Link and promo code down below in the description and in the chat right now.
Can you repeat all of that once again?
No.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another live stream. Hope you love those intros as much as I do. We have a lot of fun putting those together, and as you can probably imagine, we restream or retheme the stream. And oh my gosh, that is hard to say every time. Retheme the stream. That's what we call it in the editing pit here at A1 Trading. But we've been putting together our stuff for the next month, and as you can probably imagine, it's pretty obvious what our theme is. But does anybody have guesses? I mean, obviously, you probably know just intuitively what is coming for the month of December. But we do have a new theme coming to the shows here, and we're really excited about it. So James and Chandler are cooking something in the kitchen when it comes to the pre-roll edits, the stream themes, everything. So anyways, guys, welcome back to another show. If you are newer here, then welcome. What we do is we talk setups, we talk markets, and pretty much trade live each and every day. If you are new here, make sure to smash that thumbs up button, subscribe, stick around with us. This is a totally free game to hopefully bolster your trading. As you know, I've definitely learned just by working with people on YouTube for the last few years. It's a huge educational playground, really. Yes, Gareth, you're correct. It's Christmas theme. Yeah, Christmas theme coming around the corner here at A1, and I am really excited for it. I love Christmas time, and I'm sure a lot of you guys do as well. Quiet time in markets. It's the only downside. You know, as traders, it's the only negative about Christmas time is markets get real quiet on the back half of December. First half of December still live. Anyways, let's start out our analysis here today with the U.S. dollar. And what you can see is markets are still overall trending lower for the dollar. Now, if you're somebody who is dollar bullish, what are you looking for in terms of what gets the dollar to push up? And I know a lot of purely technical traders might just say, well, it's oversold. But here's the problem with saying it's oversold about markets. Markets do not move purely based on price action. Now, can something become technically overbought and just have a retracement or a pullback? Sure, it can. But what causes these type of moves, the explosive moves up or down, is fundamentals. And right now, we have this very interesting situation. If you've been listening to my show, if you've been listening to my commentary, you know that I have been very, very annoyingly transparent about my S&P 500 trade. I can feel the Nick, can you shut up about that trade effect in the room. But it has been a really good one overall. And I want to be clear, I take credit when I'm wrong, but I think that we've been pretty right about the end of this year. The end of this year, there are no massive negative potential catalysts. There's not a Fed meeting that the whole market is hinging upon. Right now, markets seem to be expecting, hey, the economy is going to hang in there. The consumer's not dying. Hey, Black Friday was actually a pretty reasonably healthy turnout in terms of retail, in terms of shopping volume from the consumers. That was something. And some of the bears out there might have pointed and said, well, Black Friday this year, it's going to be incredibly disappointing, but it wasn't, right? So it's just yet again another example of where the bears are trying to grasp at anything. They've said, well, rates are going to stay higher for longer. Well, did you hear Waller talk about the Fed official speak about, basically sufficiently, actually even acknowledging potential rate cuts or not new year, but next year? Those are catalysts that are massive for risk on sentiment and keep me in the trade that I'm in. So I'm still long S&P 500. In some ways, this has been one of my best trades, and it's also been one of my easiest trades. Now, I'll point to seasonality as I have for a long time this month. Now, again, if you've heard me give this rant before, I'm repeating myself mostly because I know that some people do watch these shows every day, but a lot of people do not. A lot of people are newer to the show. A lot of people are, this is their first time. My goal with our shows here is, of course, my commentary is going to be a mix of technical and fundamental, and then we bring on other analysts who are majorly fundamental analysts, or we have people who come on who are pure technical traders. So we try and give you a little bit of everything. Now, of course, I'm running the show solo right now. I've got the wonderful producers behind the scenes, but on camera, we bring in people for the effect of adding more commentary. But what I want to point out for people who have not heard me talk about this, seasonality suggested at the beginning of this month, when I say it was my easiest trade of the year, it was because the seasonality as we turned into November was expected to be very bullish. Despite that, markets had crashed hard, 10%. Well, not crashed, but they've corrected hard. They corrected hard from the previous high that it had made of about 10%. We had a 10% pullback in things like the S&P 500, and we just blew up on November. Pretty much this entire November has seasonally really held water. And so my point is, if you use data and you use fundamentals to spot opportunities in markets, it can be incredibly game changing for your trading. I know that if you would look at this, so if you look at purely only technical trading, right, then this was a downtrend that seemed like it was never ending, right? But on November 1st, we really got bullish because of fundamentals pointing towards, well, seasonal trends look good, fourth quarter. Also, by the way, it's, as James pointed out in our one of our recent News Now segments, he pointed out that it's the end of a presidential term here in the United States. And what does a president want to do when they try and get elected again? They want to have good metrics to point at. Hey, look at what we did, right? If you're a president, it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to get political here. I'm saying I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, or independent. It doesn't matter. If you were the standing president, you want to be able to point at things that you had done well. And nobody, as the president, wants the stock market to crash in their hands, because that destroys 401ks. It destroys voters. And I'm not just talking about for the wealthy people. I'm talking about for the average American or citizen, wherever you are, right? Nobody wants their stock market to crash on their hands. It looks horrible. So we've seen this really strong rally at the very end of a presidential term. Combine that with seasonal expectancy. This is why fundamentals, in my opinion, trump technicals. Technicals are helpful. Don't get me wrong. They're great for ins and outs and resources to manage risk. Don't get me wrong. I'm absolutely a technician in my trading as well. But I do love the fundamentals for a very important reason, right? They help to spot the game-changing moves in the markets. And that, to me, is really important to point out. So I know I've talked about this trade at length many times, but for the newer traders, this is a trade that we caught on camera from the beginning, on stream, talked about this all month long. And yeah, just kind of holding on to this one and letting it run. Now, in terms of December is expected to still be positive as well, right? You get that potential Santa Claus rally is what they call it, from December 25th to like the end of the year or right around Christmas. So we'll watch out for that. But seasonally, a very good time in markets to stay long risk on assets. So that is where I am currently at. So when we go back, that was a long-winded answer to go talk about the dollar index, because the dollar index is, of course, feeling the opposite effects. It's feeling, well, hey, doesn't seem like the Fed wants to rate hike. And it seems like markets are hanging in there, but the U.S. economy is definitely showing signs of slowing. So where's the upside for the dollar? We go back to that question that I started the show today with. Where is the upside for the dollar? And the answer is you need some catalyst. You need inflation to be hot. You have PCE on Thursday. That is a potential catalyst, like maybe, but you really need the trend is now disinflation is kind of the trend, right? People are expecting now inflation is going to continue to come down. You need that to not just have a spike in data, but you need to have, just like we would look for higher highs, higher lows in the technicals, for fundamental analysts out there, you can do a lot of the similar analysis when it comes to fundamentals. You can say, well, is inflation, and I'll show you, Frank loves to pull this up, and this is, I think, really wise that he does this. So I'm gonna copy Frank's tactic here. Let's go look at, well, let's just say, since we're looking at PCE, we can go to PCE, and let's look at the graph, okay? So obviously we've had a tick up in inflation big time post 2020 with all the stimulus, right? But here's what I want to get at. PCE has been coming overall down, right? We've seen, especially in this year, so we can actually let's narrow this a little closer in. So as you look at this recent data, right, the trend here seems to be inflation cooling, right, on the PCE side. So markets will be looking for that to continue. And if that continues, the dollar likely continues to be weak. And on top of that, the stock market, the indices, gold will probably continue to be strong. That's my opinion, of course, but that's what I'm looking for. And so so a lot of people will say, well, if core PCE jumps a lot, then yes, but there are going to be spikes potentially. The question is not one data point when you're looking at fundamental factors. Oftentimes it is very, very much what's the trend of the inflation data. So right now, my point, long-winded answer, I think the dollar index is going to stay weak for a while until you get some major change, major catalyst. Rallies on the dollar, in my opinion, are bearish setups. And I've said that, and I stay true to that. Now, if you've also been watching me, then you know I've spoken about, a lot of people are thinking that the dollar is oversold. But if you've been saying, oh, it's oversold, right? If your oversold call was here, and then you said, well, it's oversold here, and then it's over here, and it's oversold, right? Sure, it's had these little blips, but the easier money on this chart is obviously, with hindsight in my favor, it's to the downside, right? So I think that continues to be the case. So I'm speaking, I really get frustrated when you listen to analysts or traders and they only ever speak in hindsight. So you know, when you watch my shows, when you watch my videos, that is my promise to you. I will always put my opinions out there, even if they are dead wrong. Please do not copy me. Please do not put me on a pedestal just because I'm here on YouTube. Be careful listening to anybody. Everybody can get it wrong. Markets are very, very difficult to predict. With that disclaimer out of the way, my opinion is that rallies on the dollar will be short-lived and that there will be opportunities to short it going into the new year. Okay? I've stayed long S&P all month long. It is my longest trade of the year and my best trade of the year. And that is for very specific reasons, because I hold on to winners as much as I can. So My stop loss is below this level. For those of you guys watching along with the S&P 500 trade in our signals group, we are staying long S&P. I've got my update here. I did trade GJ. I got stopped out on GJ for a loss, and I got stopped out of GCAD, pound Canadian, for a profit yesterday. So one profit, one loss on the currency trading side, and on the indices trade, of course, we still have this monster mover that I think it's going to be a really sad day at this point when the trade closes. It's been going for 29 days. It's, again, my longest trade of the year, as well as this year, my best trade. So we'll see if we can let it go. By the way, Nick, your mic sounds a bit muffled today. Is that true? Guys in the chat, can you let me know if my mic sounds okay? Let's take a quick look also at XAU USD. Let me make sure my mic is set to the correct one. Yeah, yep, should be correct. Sounds better now? Okay. It's possible that what happens is maybe my computer lags a little bit or something, and it causes my mic quality to go out. Somebody who knows more about computers probably just cringes terribly because maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But I think that makes sense, right? If you have a computer that's working harder, maybe your mic skips a second or so. Computer people, is that a fair statement at all? I don't know. Breaking news. I'm sorry, guys. We got breaking news coming in. We got here not PC. We're going back to yesterday's data. Should be coming in here pending. Look at that. Didn't miss it for once. GDP, preliminary GDP came in hotter than expected. It's potentially short-term dollar bullish, right? GDP price index. Let's take a quick look check the dollar. Okay. I'm waiting for this preliminary GDP price index quarter over quarter. So GDP quarter over quarter. So let's take a look at this. So while this is Q over Q data, it's reported in an annualized format. The previous listed is the actual from the advanced release, and therefore the history data will appear unconnected. There are three versions of GDP released a month apart: advanced, preliminary, and final. The advanced release is the earliest and thus tends to have the most impact. Okay. So the advanced is the real one to look at, but you can still see we had, in some ways here, preliminary was expected to be 5%. We got 5.2%, and the dollar doesn't seem to be doing much off of it. So not a huge market mover there, but we'll continue to watch the dollar here close, but no major spikes or major catalysts there right now, but we'll keep a close eye on the dollar index. Let's take a quick look while we're looking at dollar stuff. Let's talk about the euro. The euro might be pulling back here. Do we actually have setups on the euro pairs? Euro yen, pound dollar might be a little closer. Look at this gold, by the way. We got to check gold. We got some charts to get through here today. If you're enjoying the stream, do me a quick favor, hit that thumbs up button. Let us know and YouTube know that this content is helpful to you. And don't even just do it for us. Do it for yourself. You know, if you like videos, if you like streams, things that you're interested in, if you want more trading content, hit the thumbs up button on the channel here, and it will tell YouTube, and you'll be helping us out at the same time. So, yeah. Okay, so 1.095 looks interesting on the euro if you do get that pullback. Gareth says I'm long on euro since Friday, still holding. Congrats on that. That's great. That's probably been a great move. Yeah, so I would say for me, path of least resistance still is to the upside on the euro dollar. One that's not so upside for me is the dollar yen. Dollar yen. Look at this. Ooh, this is really interesting. I don't have a setup to go along with this on the edge finder. I don't think. Nope. Dollar yen is getting a -3, which is slightly bearish, but it's not quite in the bearish territory. However, we did change this coloring here so that +4s and -4s do get some color on the top setups algorithm. If you have no idea what I'm talking about the edge finder. This is our top setups algorithm that shows us based on tons of market data. It automatically pulls in a ton of data. And then what it does is it computes a score of it. And that score is interpreted into a bullish, bearish, neutral, bias, etc. So what I look for when I'm finding setups is I will go to this page at the very first part of my trading day. So if I'm looking to trade, the first thing I do is I go right here to the top setups. That's why it's the very first thing on the edge finder. And this will give me setups that have not just a technical bias, but based on the data here, give us some sort of computed bias, bullish or bearish. So for example, let's say that I'm looking for setups today. What I might want to do is I might say, well, let's just look at only bullish and bearish setups. So my watch list here becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different charts. So I've got 9 charts to go through. These are the ones that I could actually see pulling the trigger on a trade. And then I go and I do my technical analysis to find entries and exits. The Edge Finder allows you to basically have fundamentals, commitment of traders, retail sentiment, all in one place, and it generates a bullish or bearish bias on that. I don't think we have any people in the office right now to handle support messages, but let's do this. Let's just, actually, you know what? Not yet. Okay. For now, let's just do this real quick. So let me do this. If you are somebody who is interested in getting access to the Edge Finder, we don't have any support reps on deck right now, but here is how you can go ahead and request a trial. Boom. I just dropped the link for a trial. If you guys want a trial, fill out the application here. It's in the chat. And just a heads up, you have 2 days here left of the Black Friday sale. It is currently its biggest discount of the year at 40% off. And if you want a trial, just a heads up, our trials are very backed up. We do have a lot of people who have been asking for trials. If you're somebody who wants a trial, then please be patient with us. It might be a few days before we get back to you, but I do want to just also give you that heads up that our sale is ending. We have 40% off going on right now on the Edge Finder. And if you'd like to get that 40% off, if you're like, how do I do it? Here's how. I'm going to drop the link one more time here. Different link here. So this link will take you to the site page. And finally, write this down, YTVIP. If you click this link and you punch in this promo code, there is the ticket. That is 40% off that we can get you off of the Edge Finder, which brings it down super, super discounted price compared to its usual selling price. So if you're into our software, if you've been watching the streams, if you've been watching the show and you're like, I want that software, get it for a low price right now. It is the lowest price that it's going to be for the rest of the year right now. So, and that door is closing. So I keep reminding people because I don't want you to miss it. If you've been watching and you're like, I've been meaning to get it, today is your day to do it. Because again, that is closing in about a day and a half. All right. So let's see what else on dollar yen. Dollar yen, as price breaks under this area and retests, is this an opportunity to sell the dollar yen? And while yes, we are breaking and retesting here, my long-winded answer on dollar yen is I don't have a setup for it, right? So I'm not going to trade it, even though it looks technically like a decent setup. There are other things that I just like more. And so if you're asking me, well, Nick, if you're bearish on the dollar, why not dollar yen? I'll tell you why. It's because I like these setups that are more confirmed from the Edge Finder. I like those better. As a trader or an investor, you have money to deploy. You have the responsibility of managing your risk and putting money to work, right? So how do you put money to work? You look for the setups that make the most sense. And so for me, the two charts that I want to kind of focus on with you guys here for a minute are gold and the pound. So let's look at, while we're on the topic of currency pairs, let's do pound first. Here is pound USD. And now the question is, where is the setup on pound dollar? So the 4-hour chart here has two setups right off the bat, in my opinion here. You've got the 38.2% retracement, which if we take a look at the way price rallied, consolidated, and broke strongly from this area, if price pulls back into that zone, I like that as a possible continuation play. And honestly, the 61.8% level also looks good, but I like the 38.2 a lot here. So I'll watch the 38.2. It's got a nice level of support. And again, it's getting a +6 on the edge finder, which is a nice bullish confirmation. So pound USD +6, I like it there. Now let's go to gold here. While we're on the subject of looking for edge finder setups, we'll look for where's the pullback on gold. And I think that gold has been really hot, but it's probably due for a retracement. And I say probably because it's not required to pull back. A lot of people like to try and sell rallies and buy dips and buy sell-offs, right? But here's the thing. In terms of the gold market here, it very well could not come back to this area, even though I would love it to. It doesn't have to. So it might shoot to the upside before it even gets there. My job, like I said, as a trader is to manage risk and deploy money where it makes sense to do so. And for me, personally, based on my strategy, a pullback to like 2015, 2020, somewhere in that region, would be a reasonable risk to reward trade. Now I'll set that up as just an example. So let's just say that price gets going here and it pulls back into this general area. And I could put a stop below, let's say we put a stop just at 2000. Now, if price goes back to retest, and by the way, guys, this is an all-time high. Right around here is the all-time high for gold. So if I want to take this thing back up and try and see if I can catch a run to the all-time high, I think the risk to reward here looks really good. Of course, it could come down to this level and just drop off of a cliff, and in which case I would manage my risk. Remember, what's the job of a trader? Manage risk and deploy capital where it makes sense to. And you might say, well, then that clearly didn't make sense. You took a loss in that situation. But to that, I would say, trading is an unpredictable, high variance occupation. It is not like when you go to work, you work a job, you make that money, you go home, and it's consistent. And that is a luxury. Whereas with trading, it has a lot of upside, but it also has downside. It's a weird thing to kind of be like, okay, wait, so you can go work on the chart all day long and then you can lose money. It's a very weird thing to get used to. And it is not for everyone. That is why trading is difficult. So, for me, it's like, okay, I take that trade if it sets up, and I acknowledge that I could put in the work here and take a loss, but I also could put in the work here and be rewarded very nicely. So it's one of those things. Trading is all about overtime results, not the result of every trade. Look at this, Ivan. I've had a 1,500 plus pip month in November, more to come in December. Ivan, that is awesome. We'll show off Ivan a little bit here. He is one of our traders inside of the group. Check it out. He's been trading all sorts of stuff. He sold UJ. That was an awesome trade. NZD USD. He's been trading Aussie dollar. Pound dollar. That's awesome. What did you... Pound dollar buys. Love to see it. Yeah, Ivan has been killing it. So congrats to Ivan. Congrats to Frank has also been having a good month, and I have as well. So we've had a really good month here at A1. I cannot promise you that every month is going to be like that. That is not how I just got done discussing how variance works. But overall, we've had a really good year. We've had a really good month here. So if you are interested in getting access to the Discord channel, we'll do this real quick while I'm on the subject. Let me drop the link here. Here is the link. If you're interested in getting access to the Discord, you can sign up on our VIP page, a1trading.com/VIP. We have 3 traders, myself, Frank, and Ivan, who share our insights, trades, entries, exits, etc. And Ivan also does coaching webinars within the group, and those are incredibly helpful if you're looking for a small group setting to learn in, where you can actually ask questions and work with somebody who has years of experience. It might be worth considering our VIP group. And while we discuss the VIP group, again, here's another opportunity for me to mention that our Black Friday sale is ending. So YTA VIP, that is the code. That is YouTube VIP. Write that down, put it on a napkin, whatever. If you want to use it, it will get you 40% off the group. So it takes a huge, huge chunk of the price out. And by the way, we offer one-time prices there. So the idea is you pay once, you're in the group, you're in there, take it seriously. And we have many VIP members who tune into the streams. Thank you very much, Sam, for the shout out. We appreciate it. And I also saw, who was it? Jesse also letting us know. So appreciate you very much. Thank you to the members for making the group what it is. I mean, honestly, the group is amazing in the sense that even if you are just reading along with the chat, we have so many wonderful members. I mean, here's a wonderful meme for your day, right? Who doesn't like a little Leo in the morning, right? So if you're not already in there, take advantage. The window is closing to do so. It's a great time to do it before the new year. Kick off 2024 with us. If you've been struggling this year, let me just say, this is a sales pitch. I'm being transparent about that, but let me just be very clear. If you're somebody who's been struggling out there, the reason you might want to consider the VIP is because if you're somebody who's just losing money and you don't have a direction in your trading, and you see people out there who are doing better, and doing well for themselves and figuring this trading thing out, it is possible. But if you've just been struggling and walking in circles with your trading for a while, I would highly recommend you check out what our group offers. We are not doing the Lambo lifestyle stuff. We're not doing fake stuff. We show live trading accounts. No nonsense. When you show you trades, we really do this stuff. And the point of me expressing that is that there's a lot of VIP pages where you could waste your time. And with us, that is not the case. You'll be learning a lot, not just from us, but from other serious members in the group. So take advantage, come join us, pick it up before the Black Friday sale ends. So there you go. Today is Wednesday. Do we have anybody else coming on the show? I don't think we do. James or Chandler. I can't remember if we do or not. Sometimes we have Gary show up, but it's kind of a wild card in terms of Wednesdays. You make the group amazing. Thanks for all the dedication. Appreciate you, Jesse. But genuinely, it is a team effort. We've got a wonderful team of people. It's just been awesome and a wonderful community. I think that one thing I will say that I'm very proud of about the Discord, while I'm on this pedestal about talking about how amazing it is genuinely the types of people we attract. We don't attract a lot of like lazy get rich quick traders. We genuinely attract a lot of serious people who are really interested in this stuff, as you probably are if you watch the streams every day. Like if you're in here watching streams and trading alongside myself and guests that come on, you probably take it seriously. And we want more people like that to be trading along with us. No worries. We'll call the stream there, James. We don't have to have it go any longer. We've had a nice stream here so far. We've got a busy day of stuff to do. So with that said, we're going to wrap up the stream here. I do want to say, if you are newer to the shows, these are of course completely free. You do not have to join our Discord. You do not have to get access to our software. We also very much appreciate the YouTube community here. And with that said, I just want to say thank you guys to all of you for all the viewership and all the support. We get great feedback, comments, questions from you guys as well. The last thing I will say before we end is make sure to join the Telegram channel. That is also free. It's our readable version of the YouTube channel. Maybe we can drop the link to the Telegram in the chat as well. It should also be in the description. But with that said, guys, that's going to wrap up the show. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your trading day. And we will see you back on the next show. See you guys next time.
Thanks again for flying with us on the A1 Trader. Our goal at A1 Trading is to give you the latest in market news through our daily videos and articles. Take advantage of our huge Black Friday sale, 45% off, happening all month on our best products we have to offer. A1 Trader, prepare for the return home.